Thank you so much for sticking around and watching it all. I'm here. Do you guys have any questions or anything about the movie you're curious about? I'm the director, yeah. And one of the directors and the writers. Yeah.
What are your ultimate plans after this? Like, this screening is a stepping stone to what?
Hopefully to get distribution, Netflix, DVD, that kind of thing. Yeah, so we're doing the festival circuit now, and then this is sort of the jumping off point of doing other screenings around the country, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And you have other productions you're working
We do. Yes, we do. Well, Yokai Films, which, by the way, along with the info that you guys have on those postcards, everything's Heaven is Hell this, Heaven is Hell. Yokai Films, YOKAI Films. If you guys check those out, oh yeah, here's the cast once again. Yeah, this is these guys are awesome. These guys stuck it out for. This took us about a year and a half to shoot. Most of it is in Gary, Indiana, and it's Gary, Indiana. There's some places on the south side of Chicago. We're a Chicago-based company, so pretty much 80% of it is Gary, and then like the final scene that you saw, where it's like a big field and everyone's fighting the final battle. That's all south side of Chicago. Xerox Lair is in an abandoned bread factory in Hyde Park. But yeah, that's more or less where we shot the whole thing. But yeah, I know there was an initial question I might have derailed. Oh, other productions. Yokai Films. If you can like them on Facebook, we got a lot of stuff in the hopper. We have a new film that's going to be going into production soon about a maniacal Easter Bunny type creature called Bunny. We do a web series that follows the season of a giant haunted house in the Chicagoland area called Days of the Living Dead. Super fun. We're starting a new season of that, and yeah, got a lot of things in the hopper. So yeah. What's that? Oh yeah. There's stories for years on this whole thing, but one of them, the guy who played Lucifer actually died 4 months after wrapping this. So this is something that he was super excited about, and yeah, actually a lot of the actors in this that weren't friends of mine from school or a couple auditions, they came from Jack's theater troupe. The guy who played Noah, Steve Rasmussen. The guy who played God, David Morse. Quite a few. Oh, the woman at the very beginning. Oh, does Jay's name go by?
Just past.
Oh, okay. See? Me too. Yeah. Sweet. I got to get in on the action on the very last day. I got to get into zombie makeup, so I was super. I'm the guy who pulls Simon Peter's head off at the beginning, so that was satisfying.
In about every temperature you can imagine shooting.
Yes, that was the other thing. Because we shot this over the course of almost 2 years, you were working in crazy extremes. Like all the stuff in Xerox Lair, you can see breath, or in the bunker. That was, we were shooting there in 20 below 0 days, which is actually colder inside because it's in this cinder block building. It's like a fridge. It keeps cold in. So we shot that in like January, February. Oh yeah, that was Kevin. Okay, it started with Kevin, and Kevin came out to the set. It was in right after they come out of hell, that big battle in those giant mounds of clothing. And he came out, and he was giving it his all, and he was, just booking it everywhere. Whoever did anything during that shoot, I owe way too, Jay, holy crap, I owe way too much to these guys because they ran like hell over these mildewy piles of clothes and sometimes landing face first. I know you took a spill, once. And Kevin, during one of the takes, he just, he bites it, he gets shot, falls face down, no big deal, it's happening all day, and then all of a sudden you hear, bees, bees, bees! And this guy, bees start chasing him. He got stung like 12 times. Yeah, it was really it wasn't the best day for that, but it was all, he was a super good sport about it. But yeah, it was a super fun time. Yeah.
What inspired you to do it?
What inspired us to do it? Well, a lot of it came from it came from kind of both sides. Like Chris, my partner, the writing partner, he was really inspired by there was some things in the Preacher comics, I guess, that he sort of took a inspiration from. For me, with me sort of building this out, the main thing was just sort of the Bible has always been this concrete, heralded thing, and the idea of like taking it and building its own little fun mythology with it appealed to me. And then there was another thing, like, and especially a lot of the philosophical ideas, especially with the devil and things like that, and him not being like a big scary monster guy, but like a guy who had disagreements with the management, so to speak. Also, just interest in like some of the heretical texts of the Bible that didn't make it in. The Thomas Gospel being the big one, where he talks about like there's one of the cut lines of his, which actually comes from the Thomas Gospel, where he says something like, "Heaven is not a place; it's a state of mind." So he's the more Eastern guy with the swords. That's how that decision was made. But yeah, it was just sort of like a confluence of ideas both of us were playing with, and yeah.
Well, it worked out pretty good.
Oh, thanks. Did you guys like it?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good to know. Anything else?
Humor seemed to hit the right spots.
Yeah. That's cool. That's always my like, is it gonna work? Yeah, whenever you're watching it with an audience. So yeah, cool. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for coming out.